Now, I want to talk for a minute about what freedom of religion does not mean. I'm going to speak with tough love from the heart, with no animosity or disrespect toward any individual. Please hear me carefully. Suppose somebody originated a belief system that claimed exclusive right to revelation, the command from above, and harnessed that aggressive claim to a burning sense of victimization, the wound from within. What a loose cannon that would be. Suppose its claim of revelation included a totalitarian political economic system, not subject to reformation, set forth in a holy book, not subject to revision. Suppose its legal scholars and clergy insisted the day is coming when that book must govern all mankind, on penalty of death to whoever would refuse to submit. And suppose, finally, this belief system had been around for over 1,000 years, deepening its victim complex, its rage, reinforcing its unbending absolutism and its dreams of global conquest. Until today, it commands the allegiance of 1/4 of the Earth's population on every part of the Earth's surface. Yes, I'm talking about the belief system called Islam. It's true we all know Muslims who are likable neighbors or capable co-workers, deeply decent, patriotic Americans who humbly love Allah. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this absolutist totalitarian worldview and political doctrine that demands everyone, you and me included, ultimately submit or die. So here's the hard question for all of us as freedom-loving Americans. Put it in terms of that bumper sticker, the one that says, coexist. How can aggressive, dominant Islam and its supreme law, Sharia, coexist with friendly, tolerant America and its supreme law, the Constitution? I don't honestly see how it can. I wish I was wrong. I don't claim to know the way forward in this tremendous clash of civilizations. I just know this: the simplistic approach of simply granting unconditional, quote-unquote, freedom of religion to a religion that doesn't believe in freedom, and never doubt me, Islam does not. That approach is civilizational suicide, friends. Don't take it from me. Read the Muslim Brotherhood's takeover plan for an Islamic USA, which is already 50 years along, established as evidence in the Holy Land Foundation trial. The shockingly well-connected Brotherhood and its lying propaganda arm, CAIR, are waging civilizational jihad to take us down from within by our own good-hearted impulse to live and let live, our own sense of fair play. The answer isn't a witch hunt or persecution or some kind of ban, but the answer certainly isn't to just keep doing what we're doing. That's a formula for defeat. There has to be a better way. As Justice Robert Jackson famously said, the Constitution is not a suicide pact. If we in this generation don't rouse ourselves and defeat the Muslim Brotherhood, our children's generation will be far worse off than Europe is today. I don't even want to think about our grandchildren's generation. Now, some of you may disagree with me. That's your prerogative in a free society. Some speakers this weekend will disagree with me. They may tell you that a good and faithful Muslim can also be a good and faithful American. I'm sorry, I just don't see how. Not when one holds Sharia law supreme, the Quran, the command they think they've received from above to dominate the globe, and the other holds the Constitution supreme. Something has to give. America's in a war to the death, and I don't think it's going very well. It's largely a war of ideas right now, other than the occasional Antifa riot or jihadi massacre. The conflict so far is a battle for hearts and minds. We can only win that battle if we summon the courage to name our enemies, 2 of them. The name of one is Marx, the name of the other is Mohammed. I said it was going to be tough love, and that's what I'm trying to give you. Maybe their intentions were good. I don't know. Their legacy is not good. It's a legacy of righteous, ruthless violence justified by an ideology of perpetual war. For the forces of Marx, that means a war of the supposed oppressed against the oppressors, defined by the victim status of their identity or class. For the forces of Muhammad, that war is a war of the believers against the infidels, demanding that everyone on earth must eventually submit to Sharia law or die. Does it give you a chill to hear me indict Muhammad for a millennium of oppression, misery, brutality, slaughter? Do you worry for my safety, blaspheming the prophet this way? I thank you for your concern, but you just proved my point. No one in the USA should have to fear violent reprisals for voicing his belief system. That's why we have a First Amendment. So I ask you, join me and name our enemies. They will howl with indignation, but secretly they will respect us more. We Americans, the land of the free, have already been targeted as their enemies, after all. Join me in calling these deadly ideologies what they are every time their victim rhetoric raises its hateful head. Learn to say, that's Marx talking, or that's Muhammad talking. And say, we don't buy that, we don't bow to that, we don't concede to that. We don't use that guilt-tripping vocabulary. It isn't political correctness, it's political poison. Stop swallowing it. We don't accept that accusatory premise, that lie. Again, don't take my word for it. Read the work of David Horowitz, Frank Gaffney, John Guandolo, Robert Spencer, Pam Geller, good friends of CCU, all of them. Or do a web search for young Ami Horowitz and his devastating new video about the Muslim Brotherhood. Or just look at a map of the world, such as Dr. Jasser showed us this afternoon, and notice which countries have the least religious freedom. You know the answer. It's countries that follow Marx, like China, North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, or countries that follow Muhammad, such as Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Egypt, or Turkey, that wanted to lock up Pastor Brunson and throw away the key until Donald Trump got him free. Bottom line, the more that Marx's ideas and Muhammad's ideas take hold here, the more our religious freedom is endangered. Those ideas simply don't mix with the ideas of Jefferson and Adams and Lincoln. It's oil and water. There's no meeting each other halfway. I wish there was. The forces of Marx, think on this, the forces of Marx want to make the government everyone's God. The forces of Muhammad, a little different, they want to make their God everyone's government. But neither is in any way acceptable to the American way of life. Can we meet and defeat this existential threat that they pose to this sweet land of liberty? Absolutely we can. It's only been our softness, our sentimentality, our self-absorption that ever allowed them to make the inroads they have. It's time to rise up and say enough of this lethargy. Time to rally to the flag, whether Nike and Kaepernick like it or not. Let the rebirth begin right here, right now at Western Conservative Summit 2019. I couldn't be more proud, friends, to be standing alongside each and every one of you in this fight. God bless you all. Thank you for the lovely tribute, Centennial Institute. God bless our United States of America.